Thanks, everyone. You're here in the Monetizer track. Now, our next session is a keynote. Now, what I'm going to suggest is, since one of our keynote speakers is from our track sponsor, Odeeo, for whom we're very grateful, I believe we've got a video for the sponsor that we can play before I invite Odeeo and Global to the stage. So, guys, can we play the sponsor video?
We've been told that perfect mornings exist for the lucky few. That morning people own the waking hours. But the truth is, mornings belong to all of us. And while your morning might look like this, or even this, your mornings are what you make of them. All it takes is saying yes. Starbucks Morning Yes.
Thank you, and no doubt we'll see that again later. But for now, I'd like to welcome then to the stage for the keynote about the sound of incremental revenue, why Odeeo ads are what's next. It's Amit from Odeeo and Ryan from Global. So come to the stage, guys. Come on up.
Hey. Microphone? Hello? Good morning? Good morning? Yeah. This doesn't work? Hey, works. Cool. Good morning, everyone. I'm super excited to be here, and we're also super excited to sponsor this track room again for the second year in a row. Last year was our first year attending Pocket Gamer Connect. We had a great time, and again, we're super excited to be here today to present you what we managed to achieve during the last year and talk a bit about the sound of incremental revenue. So, Odeeo was founded by gaming and mobile monetization experts coming from leading gaming companies, leading ad monetization companies. Myself and my co-founder sits here in the crowd. We're Iron Source employees for about 10 years. This is where we've learned all the ins and outs of mobile game monetization industry. And not only that, but you can see a part of our team here, the great team that we have. We've grown from 10 people last year to 35 this year, showing the growth that we were able to achieve, but also being backed by great investors, Play Ventures, one of the leading gaming early stage ventures that invested with us. Also, we have Eric Soifer, Anton Goffin from Huge, Leo Schiff from Triple Dot, and also our great partners from Global, with Ryan here that will take the stage and give you more info on what brands are looking for and excited within the gaming space. So, what we do at Odeeo is basically we connect gamers, developers, and brands using innovative in-play audio advertisements. And what you can see here, the three main benefits for gaming studios is that our ads are complementing rather than competing with the current ad stack. And this means that we bring pure incremental revenue coming from brand advertising. Again, Ryan will tell you more about it soon. But what we do is we provide a frustration-free experience for gamers using our non-intrusive audio ads that allows gamers to continue their gameplay time with no interruptions, being able to listen to the sound in the background and continue playing their game. And at the bottom line, what matters to the gaming studio, obviously, is that we provide incremental revenue using our ad solutions. You've seen the video before, but this is a better example of our different ad units that we have today. So we obviously have the banner audio, which is a standard 320 and 50 banner that we're supporting with an audio ad running in the background. Again, as you can see, the banner is playing and the audio is playing in the background. You'll see a demo in a second. But the more interesting ad unit that we have today is our Icon Audio proprietary ad unit. As you can see, it's an icon-sized ad unit. It's very flexible. It could be positioned anywhere on the screen. It's up to the developer to decide. And at the end of the day, it gives also the users the understanding of more context of what kind of audio ad is running in the background now and what's happening within their gameplay experience. Another important thing to mention about the banner audio is that we've just released our first of its kind ad mediation adapter for Macs for uploading, which means that today we also support the ability of running those ads through the banners. This is a short demo that will show you an example of how the ad really sounds like in a gaming experience.
Little Cookie here will make a devoted companion, a best friend for life. So give her the love she deserves, and Pets in a Pickle will cover the rest. Get your instant quote to see how much you could save. For pet insurance policies as unique as they are, visit petsinapickle.co.uk.
Great, so as you can see, this is a non-intrusive experience. The gamer can continue his gameplay time, no interruptions whatsoever. The ad runs in the background, the icon Odeeo comes along with it to give additional context to the user. But when we're talking about why, again, does it matter for game developers? So we've mentioned it before, this is incremental revenue. This is new in-play real estate that provides also global feel, not just US, not just tier one, but global feel that we can provide. Eventually, we also provide a better user experience because, let's face it, if we're looking at casual games today, hyper-casual games today, the user experience with so many ads that are running in the game are just interfering the user experience. At the end, what it equals for is greater LTV, higher ARPDAU, and with our clients today, we support more than 400 live games that are integrated directly with our SDK, about 40 studios, some of them listed here with their names, mostly hyper-casual to start with, now casual as well, but additional genres that are now joining and enjoying this new ad revenue stream. We also have some case studies that we released. Tap Nation, one of our probably top clients, had reported an increased ARPDAU of 8% by using our solution. This has been validated through a 6-month period, and we're already working with them for more than a year now and seeing the success going into many of the different other games. So before I'll invite Ryan to stage, so just a short intro on what makes brands open to advertising in games. Because as we all know, we've heard this promise of brands coming into gaming probably for the past 10 years, but in-game audio makes this a reality, not just a promise. So brands are looking for brand safety experience, which is exactly what they can find in a mobile gaming environment. They're looking for a positive experience, and again, this is what we're giving to the users. They're looking for diverse demographics. Mobile gaming has it, the most diverse demographics ever, global demographics, and scale. 3 billion gamers that are playing today. This is what the brands are interested in. These are some of the brands that we see advertising with us today. It can go from finance, cars, could go to mobile phones, and even music record labels that are now running campaigns with us to get more exposure for their artists and music labels. So thank you so much. I'd like to invite Ryan from Global, our great partners, to tell you more about what brands are looking for in the mobile gaming side.
Thank you, Amit. Thank you for having me. Really excited to be here. It's my first time. So as Amit said, I'm Ryan. I'm the Commercial DAX Director. So I work at Global. I've been there for 8 years. And rather than me try and sort of talk through what we do as a business, I will play a short video, which is much better, gets to the point. It's a bit loud, and hopefully it'll wake those up that are bored of me already. So let me just give you a bit of an overview of what we do at Global and how we work with big global brands and how excited we are to bring that to the mobile gaming market.
Easy Capital Breakfast with eBay. Enter to win £1,000 thanks to the guys at eBay.
Jax, this could fetch £1,400.
Nah, you're joking.
Here it is on the eBay site.
Say hello to summer dating deals at Vodafone.
This is Radio X Presents with Barclaycard in exclusive online gig.
So, thank you, Amit. So, you would have seen from the video that we are a big media business. So we work with biggest radio brands in the UK. So 3 of the biggest radio stations are Capital, Heart and Smooth, UK's 3 biggest commercial radio stations. Global's the second biggest news broadcaster in the UK. We reach over 50 million people across the UK on a weekly basis through our radio stations. On top of that, we have a big outdoor business with the largest outdoor media owner in the UK. We have over 250,000 frames across the UK and Europe. So we're a big media business. And the reason I'm saying this and talking through this in a bit more detail is not just to tell you how great Global is as a business, it's to demonstrate how we work with big global brands on a daily basis. And why we're so excited about this partnership with Odeeo is they do what they do, which is incredible. They bring in brilliant partners, publishers, have a great technology that can inject audio ads into mobile gaming content. And through working with us, we talk to brands on a daily basis. Our view is that they love this environment, new audiences, and can reach them at scale. So if we can bring those big brands, and that promise of bringing that to the mobile gaming space, it's a match made in heaven, as they say. So I'm here to talk about DAX today, which is basically the third pillar of Global. DAX is a digital ad exchange. We launched 8 years ago with a vision to create a single access point for advertisers to reach users engaging on audio content in whatever environment, directly or programmatically at scale. So we've spent the last 8 years working with big brands, big music streaming companies. SoundCloud's our biggest partner. We introduced ads in the UK 6 years ago for them. We have our own radio stations, we work with big podcasting platforms, we work with big broadcasters like ITV and Sky, and we help monetize their podcast content. So the idea for DAX is if you're an advertiser, you're trying to reach a user in an audio environment, you can reach them through DAX, directly or programmatically to access your audiences at scale. And we have a whole host of exclusive partnerships. So we work with premium partners, so as I'd mentioned, SoundCloud, to tune in to big podcasts, broadcasters, and obviously now Odeeo, and the publishers that they have and they represent. We are getting brands in front of their users, and we are helped to support and monetize their content and monetize their games. So when we talk about DAX in market to our clients, to our agencies, to our partners, of course we talk about our big radio brands and our streaming services and our podcast and outdoor, but gaming is now at the forefront of those conversations. And the reason is being able to reach those audiences at that moment in mobile gaming didn't exist before from an audio perspective. Through our partnership with Odeeo, now we can now put those big brands in front of the audiences and understand how they engage and how that can perform and how that can monetize publisher content, as well as delivering really effective audio campaigns for big brands. So we introduced mobile gaming to DAX about 6 months ago, and really the 3 key pillars and points of why we did that is, number 1, this is a game-changing audio format, so it's non-intrusive, as Amit's already talked about. It's a big opportunity for brands to tap into those magical moments when actually it's more difficult to reach them through any other medium. So that less intrusive format provides a really nice opportunity, and it's a seamless experience. Obviously, through the partners that Odeeo bring into the network, they're fully vetted. It's brand safe. And obviously, these environments, that's critical when you're working with big partners and big brands. To know that you're accessing those markets of users in brand safe environments is massively important. It's probably one of the biggest questions that we have when we talk to clients and advertisers about the environments. So being confident and talking about some of these big publishers that we work with, that you guys, maybe some in the room as well, and some will be here the last couple of days, that makes a massive impact for brands, and it gives them that opportunity to feel more confident and comfortable putting their ads in those moments, environments. And finally, this new opportunity to tap into the moments is so important when you're speaking to clients and planning teams about how I can reach that audience at a certain moment in time when perhaps I can't do that through any other format or any other platform. And I've got one slide that we sort of talk and land about in market when we speak to clients about what is that mobile gaming opportunity. And this slide for me sort of solidifies why we have these conversations, why it works so well for clients. This is kind of like your average streaming and radio listening patterns on average. So of course with radio stations you often get those big spikes in the morning, breakfast shows, etc. And then you slowly get that lull towards that sort of evenings, early evening time, sort of 5 to 9. What we've seen of delivery and also game users and research we've seen is mobile gaming is consistent tapping in, tapping out throughout the day, but we do see big spikes from 5 to 9 p.m. And this is where you see a drop in traditional radio and streaming listening. So that moment for a planner, where we can say to a client, okay, when you're sort of reaching in an audio environment, if you can tap into a moment when actually you can't do that maybe less so through radio and streaming and podcasts, it opens up new possibilities and opportunities. And this is what lands really, really well with big clients and brands trying to reach new audiences at new moments. So what have we done so far? So since we launched in June with Odeeo, we've run a lot of campaigns. Now some of these are getting bigger and bigger, but what's really good is we've got over 600 brand counts. So over the last 6 months, we've delivered nearly 600 brands into mobile gaming experiences through audio. So it's no more just a nice to have and, oh, let me test that campaign. It's happening already. Big brands are running in mobile games. So the moment now is to take advantage of that and how we can show and demonstrate performance, how we can demonstrate the role that it plays, how we can demonstrate return on investment, brand affection. This will just drive more spend and bigger budgets into mobile gaming. So on top of those big brands, you'll see these are campaigns that have run on DAX into these mobile game environments. So big brands like supermarkets, telecoms, big brands like Coca-Cola, Disney, they're all tapping into these moments. And we're seeing this happening and the team are in these conversations on a regular basis. Now, rather than sort of take you through a load of case studies, I've got one more slide that just sort of demonstrates. I haven't got the brand on here because it's confidential. We haven't had sort of the go-ahead yet because the campaign's just finishing. But we represent DAX in the UK, US and Canada. And one of our campaigns in the US for a gaming, for a health and fitness client, I wanted to sort of share that with you because it's such a brilliant example of how mobile has an impact on audio campaigns for clients. So we started a campaign back in January with this client that would run across our music streaming stations and radio brands. We integrated with Odeeo and started work with Odeeo. In September, we'd finally sort of got a test budget for gaming. We said, how about you tap in and try mobile gaming to try and increase your downloads or usage of the apps? We did a small test. The client immediately came back and said, what have you done differently to the campaigns? We've started seeing an increase in performance. So we talked them through what we were doing, that we were adding gaming to the plans. They then doubled and tripled their campaigns. Now, this isn't common. If a campaign's performing well, you increase more money, you increase your share. But what we love about this is they didn't just run one standard creative. They saw performance increasing. They understood that different audiences play in different games. They had 5 different creatives that they created against 5 different audiences, and they started running these in-game audio ads against all of these 5 different audiences, and it massively improved their performance. So they went to nearly quadrupling their budgets by the time towards the end of the year. And for us, specifically at Global and DAX, by them testing gaming and seeing these new environments worked and improved their campaign performance, they then added podcasting to their campaign, and then they added audio articles to their campaign. So actually, gaming was a catalyst to show, by diversifying outside of your traditional radio and streaming performance campaigns, adding new environments like gaming, tapping to new moments and audiences had a really big impact. And this is now a big advertiser, consistent spending every month, big budgets now. And we hope to see this continue more and more with bigger brands in the UK and, of course, the US as well. So just to wrap up now from my side, so I guess this is a bit predictions, but ultimately it's what we think is going to happen this year. It's not just a nice to have, it's happening now. So we believe that audio ads, they will continue to attract big brands, but also bigger budgets, so bigger part of that digital campaigns. We're really, really focused on creative excellence. So it's not just take your radio ad and stick it in a mobile game. We want you to tailor your creative to reach that audience that will resonate better, to improve performance and deliver greater ROI. And then finally, programmatic. Interestingly, in the UK, the direct business is bigger than programmatic. Every other market, programmatic dominates digital spaces. We're slowly seeing this start to adopt, but we know this will blow up in 23. And we will see additional incremental digital revenues out of this and new clients, which is exactly what everybody wants. New spends, incremental budgets, and new advertisers. And that's it for me. I'm going to hand over to Amit to wrap up.
Yeah, so just a quick wrap up, just to summarize what we discussed. So as we said, and Ryan did it very nicely, in-game audio is a great way to grow incremental revenue without sacrificing the player experience. Brand spend on digital audio are growing rapidly. This is a real reality that is happening now. And obviously there are a few things to be aware of to make your titles a great fit for brand ads. We do not take any game, we work with the games specifically in trying to tailor the experience and the placements using our best practices to make sure that eventually we do generate the best results for our gaming publishers, but also for the brands as well. So this was us. Thank you so much. If there are any questions, I'd love to answer. Ryan is also here with us. Any questions?
We've got a roving one. We're a little bit short on time, so maybe we can take one from the front there, and then I think anyone else maybe needs to follow up on me.
Sure.
But Jackie, yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask on the. So I like the icon on the icon format of the advertising. But Brian, are you using that in ads at the moment?
Yeah.
And is it proving to be popular?
Yeah, what's quite interesting, obviously traditional banners is what people are used to in mobile games, but having that icon format, I think because obviously the publisher can decide where it sits and where it on the screen. Brands are slowly sort of understanding it because it's not sort of a traditional format, so you need to sort of educate and talk about what it is and how it works. But ultimately, because it's audio, the idea is less about performance and click-throughs, even though you can do that, great. It's more about branding experiences, so just having something with a brand that sort of resonates. If you want to click through, you can. It works well, so brands are sort of getting used to it. But I certainly think they're loving the new format, they're loving the new environments. And I think it's just something new to take to their agencies, to take to their clients, to sort of excite them. So yes, it's working, and yeah, we're seeing sort of success and more agencies and clients want to get into the space.
We'll have to move on.
Thank you so much,
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.